Joining me now from Cleveland with more on last night's debate is Philip Crowther, international affiliate reporter for the Associated Press. Philip, welcome back. Always great to see you. So a lot has been said about last night's debate, but unfortunately nothing exactly positive. In your opinion, as a reporter covering this election, how does this compare to previous presidential debates, and also what stood out the most to you?
Well, it certainly doesn't compare well. We were expecting an aggressive debate because of what we've seen from the president in the past and how we've seen him act as a president as well, of course. But I think nothing could prepare us for the unruly chaos that we saw on stage in the debate hall. You can see behind me so many interruptions, most of them coming from President Trump, a lot of vitriol from him as well, but a lot of the insults and a lot of the strongest attacks actually coming from the former vice president. He's the one who, after all, called the president of the United States a clown. He called him a racist, as you just heard in that one soundbite. He told him to shut up and called him the worst president the United States has ever had. That's the kind of tone we had during this debate here, and from the president, a few memorable moments here, because he was given the opportunity to commit to accepting the election results on the 3rd of November or shortly thereafter, when all of the votes will be counted. He did not commit to that. He was also asked to condemn white supremacists outright, and he also did not do that on stage. In other words, that will give us and the pundits plenty to talk about over the next few weeks as we wait for the next presidential debate.
Well, Philip, as you and I talked about yesterday, the COVID-19 pandemic was on the list of last night's debate topics. What did each candidate have to say on that issue and where things stand?
Yeah, we're trying to find some substance there, aren't we, among all the shouting. It's not that easy to find, but there was a discussion, or rather a shouting match, if you will, about the coronavirus crisis and how to deal with it. Now, what's interesting about these presidential debates is oftentimes they are the very first opportunity for some American voters to actually see these candidates face to face, and they got a pretty clear view of where they stand in how the United States should deal with the coronavirus outbreak and how they believe it has dealt with it so far. The president, for example, believes that his administration has done very well, that there would have been many more deaths in this country had he not intervened. And he also, of course, believes that the economy has to be reopened in part or fully for the country to get back on its feet again. Now, compare that to the view from the former vice president, Joe Biden. Now, he first of all, of course, criticizes the Trump administration for its slow reaction to the pandemic, but also believes that the coronavirus outbreak has to be got under control, first of all, before the U.S. economy can come roaring back. Those are two very, very differing points of view.
Well, Philip, the Commission on Presidential Debates is weighing in today, saying the face-off showed the need for, quote, additional structure. Do we know yet what changes are being considered, and any idea how last night's debate is playing with voters?
Yeah, it sounds a little bit cryptic, doesn't it, from the Commission on Presidential Debates. That's the organization that organizes all of these debates, including the next three that are to come. Here's what they said. They want to, quote, ensure a more orderly discussion of the issues. Now, essentially what they want is for there to be fewer interruptions here, and you know that most of those came from the president, and there is a relatively easy way of stopping those, we believe, of course, and that is to shut down the microphone, essentially, for the candidate who is not supposed to be speaking during the other candidate's 2 minutes. Now, we've already heard from the Trump campaign they are not on board with this. They believe that this is a partial decision on behalf of the Commission on Presidential Debates. Now, we should also maybe mention that there were positive words from the Commission on the debate moderator, Mr. Wallace of Fox News. Now, Chris Wallace had a very, very difficult time last night, but he got praise from the organizers. But who would be a debate moderator right now? Who would want to stand in the middle of these two candidates for the next debate? That's a very, very difficult job indeed. As for how this debate went down with voters, a little bit too early to tell. The president believes he came out the winner, but I don't think all too many polls currently say that.
Well, Philip, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Philip Crowther, international affiliate reporter for the Associated Press. Thanks again, Philip.